The Danger of Living Above Your Means and the Way Out of Total Penury. The aroma of freshly baked croissants and hazelnut-infused coffee had been a daily ritual for Anya. She'd stroll from her meticulously decorated apartment, strategically located in the city's most fashionable district, to the patisserie on the corner. Each morning, she'd soak in the envy in the eyes of the ordinary folk rushing to their mundane jobs, relishing the feeling of being above it all. Anya's life was a carefully curated performance. Designer clothes, exclusive parties, and weekend getaways to exotic locales filled her Instagram feed, painting a picture of effortless luxury. But beneath the shimmering surface, a dangerous secret festered. She was living far, far beyond her means. Her freelance writing career, while successful, couldn't sustain her extravagant lifestyle. Credit cards, once a convenient tool, had morphed into ravenous beasts, demanding increasingly larger sacrifices. The whispers of debt collectors had become a constant hum in the background, a chilling reminder of the precarious ledge she teetered upon. The facade started to crumble. Missed deadlines, panicked emails from creditors, and the constant anxiety eroded her creativity, stifling her ability to write. The croissants tasted like ash in her mouth. The hazelnut coffee smelled of impending doom. The envious glances she once craved now felt like accusations. One morning, a pale notice was slipped under her door. Eviction. The word echoed in the empty expanse of her apartment, stripping away the illusion of success and leaving her naked and vulnerable. Humiliated and terrified, Anya confided in her childhood friend, Leo. Leo, a pragmatic engineer, lived a simple life. He owned a cozy apartment a few blocks away from the fancy district, drove a sensible car, and spent his free time volunteering at a local animal shelter. Anya had often subtly pitied him, dismissing his life as unremarkable. Now, his steady empathy was the only lifeline she could grasp. "Anya," Leo said gently, after she'd poured out her heart, "you need to face reality. This isn't about judgment, it's about survival." He helped her draw up a budget, a brutal but necessary exercise in stark reality. He showed her how to track her spending, identify unnecessary expenses, and create a plan to tackle her debt. The numbers were horrifying. She had to sell almost everything she owned: her designer clothes, her antique furniture, even her beloved collection of vintage books. The process was agonizing. Each item held a memory, a symbol of the life she believed she deserved. But with each sale, a tiny burden lifted. The apartment emptied, but so did the suffocating weight of expectation. She moved into a small, shared studio apartment in a less fashionable neighborhood. It was a far cry from her previous lavish abode, but it was safe, affordable, and, most importantly, hers. Leo connected her with some of his contacts in the engineering sector. Anya, with her writing skills, found work creating technical manuals and website content. It wasn't glamorous, but it was steady and paid the bills. The first few months were brutal. She missed the luxury, the parties, the feeling of being somebody. She felt invisible, a face in the crowd, no longer elevated above the ordinary. But gradually, a new feeling began to emerge: peace. Without the pressure of maintaining a perfect image, she rediscovered her passion for writing. She started a blog, writing honest, vulnerable pieces about her experiences. People resonated with her authenticity. Her writing took on a new depth, a raw honesty that had been buried beneath layers of pretense. One day, an editor from a major online publication reached out. They had read her blog and were impressed. They offered her a guest writing gig, a chance to share her story on a larger platform. Anya's life hadn't returned to the lavish extravagance she once craved. In fact, it was simpler, quieter, and deeply meaningful. She'd learned the hard way the danger of chasing an illusion and the liberating power of embracing reality. She still enjoyed a croissant and coffee occasionally, but now she savored the taste, not as a symbol of superiority, but as a small, earned pleasure. She had finally learned that true wealth wasn't about how much she owned, but about the richness of her life, lived honestly and authentically. The danger was in the illusion, the freedom was in the truth, and Anya finally was free. If you want more story like this, subscribe, like, comment, and share, and see the comments for links to good Christians' books.